students, in this video I shall be teaching you histogram and frequency polygon. We are doing exercise 18b, sum number 2. So you are given your data, you are given your class intervals as 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, and your frequency is 3, 5, 6, 4 and 2. Now before I proceed to the sum, a little revision of the concepts. These class intervals, the first limit is your lower limit, the second is your upper limit. So here my lower limit is 20, upper limit is 30. Lower limit 30, upper limit 40, and so on. The difference between the upper limit and the lower limit is called as your class size. The difference between your upper limit and the lower limit is called as your class size. So 20 minus 10, my class size is of 10. Now remember, before plotting a histogram, we need to see that the class limits are exclusive. What do we mean by exclusive? Here the first group has the limit from 10 to 20, and the next group starts from 20 itself. So when you have such a continuous data, so this is 20 over here, and even this is 20, this is 30, and the next group starts with 30. When you have such a continuous data, this class interval is called as exclusive, meaning when you will come across the value 20, you will include it in this group and not in this group. This value, these upper limits are excluded. They are recorded in the next group. So that is why they are called as exclusive class intervals. Alternatively, we have inclusive, that I will explain you all later. Now currently we finished class size, we finished upper limit, lower limit, and what are exclusive class intervals. Then we have a concept of class marks. So for the class mark, we add the upper limit and the lower limit divided by 2. So 20 plus 10, that is 30, divided by 2 is 15. 30 plus 20 is 50, divided by 2 is 25. Then 30 plus 40 is 70 upon 2, 35. And 40 plus 50 is 90 upon 2, 45. 50 plus 60 upon 2, 110 upon 2 is 55. So I have my class marks as 15, 25, 35, 45 and 55. Now let us see how we plot the histogram on the graph paper. Here you have to first draw your axis. The horizontal are your x-axis and the vertical line is your y-axis. The point where they both meet is called as a point of origin. It is denoted with a O. It's a 0. You will plot your class intervals on the x-axis and the frequency on the y-axis. The class intervals on the x-axis, the frequency on the y-axis. For the class intervals for the x-axis, the gaps, the plotting is depending upon the class size. So here I have started with 0. So my first number is going to be my first lower limit 10, then 20, then 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. On the y-axis, we choose a scale accordingly. Now here my data showed me 3, 5, 6, 4 and 2. The highest is 6. So even if I take 1 centimeter as 1 unit, I can accommodate my highest frequency. So I have chosen a scale of 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. If the numbers are high, if the numbers are larger, then you can go for 1 centimeter is equal to 2 units or 5 units or 10 units. Such plottings become easier. Now let us come to our histogram. So my first class interval is 10 to 20. So and the frequency is 3. So I will draw a bar over here. So you first mark your line and then draw a bar. So this is my 3 and this is my 10 to 20 block. So I have made a bar over here. My second class interval is 20 to 30 and my frequency is 5. So this is my 5. And I have drawn the bar over there. My third class interval is 30 to 40 and the frequency is 6. So I have drawn my bar on 30 to 40 with the frequency, with the height of 6. Then my next frequency is 4. 40 to 50 I have to do at 4. So here this is my 4 and I draw a bar over here. Now because I am doing it on a screen, I am unable to control the lines, so they are not accurate, but see to it on a graph paper your lines are absolutely straight and you don't overwrite it. Try to keep your graph as neat as possible. Final it is 50 to 60 and the frequency is 2. So my histogram is ready. This is called as an histogram. You all have done your bar diagrams in the younger standard. The difference between a bar diagram and a histogram is, in a histogram there are no gaps in between. All the bars are stuck to one another. This is a histogram. Now coming to the frequency polygon. A frequency polygon, you have to first plot the class marks. So my first class mark will be between, if you have made a histogram, then it becomes a little easier. So here is your class mark. Between 10 and 20 it is 15, then your 20 and 30 it is 25, and then 35, 45, 55. After marking the midpoints, we will connect all these midpoints. But remember, the frequency polygon starts from the x-axis. So I will also mark the midpoint of the previous class. So my previous class was 0 to 10. I have started my marking as 10 to 20. So my previous class is 0 to 20. So I have marked the midpoint of that, and even of the midpoint of the class class interval after my last group, which was last group was 50 to 60. So after that I have plotted 60 to 70. I will mark the class mark of this group as well. And now you will connect all these midpoints to get your frequency polygon. This is my frequency polygon. Thank you.